Yo, it's been a minute. Been away for the last whole week, and last trade was actually last Monday. So again, this is my only trade of the week so far. Again, I'm trying to be a bit better in the sense of letting price convince me more. Because if I can't just take A plus setups, there's no reason why I should be trading discretionally if I can't, get the mechanically extremely valid trades, not just taking any trade that is technically valid. So, because again, I'm obviously risking heavy on prop firms, so there's no need for me to be in a rush. So that's basically my thought process. So I'm going to take a sip of coffee and get into this. Okay. So what did I have on the higher time frame? So basically we'll start on the weekly. So ES and NASDAQ are both doing pretty much the same thing, coming out of this weekly fair value gap here. So again, we're sweeping previous week low within the weekly fair value gap. We've also got an agreed upon DOL on both assets in this daily fair value gap, and we have the exact same thing up here on ES as well. We technically have some nice low resistance leading up to it, which is also just a nice benefit. So going into the morning, what did I have marked out? Well, I had this 4 hour marked out on my chart, and I also kept in mind that this 4 hour fair value gap was in the making. We also have this 4 hour way deep down here on ES as well. But what I had marked out was this 2 hour fair value gap, which if we were going to respect it, I'd obviously take a trade higher. But if we're going to run through this, then maybe the 4 hour will be my next DOL to potentially take longs off of that again. Or again, one of my other scenarios was just going higher 15-minute and taking that towards these highs up here. So ES's 2 hour was very small, so I had the 1 hour intermediate term low marked out on that along with the 2 hour. So that was basically my condition for the morning. What else do we have? Okay, well, we had this 30-minute fair value gap, which is just a fair value gap, but when you look at here, all this low resistance here, like it's just so obvious, this becomes an agreed upon DOL. So the fact that this got left at market open was perfect for this Judas, like, because you had this perfect low resistance leading up to this open imbalance. So that's a very strong draw on liquidity. So we're at least going to go here, at least, if not all the way to these highs. So what we get at market open, we obviously have this 1 minute fair value gap here, which actually doesn't particularly concern us, since it's defending all this low resistance leading up to this 30-minute. So what ended up happening at open, sorry if I'm flicking around a fair bit, but what ended up happening at open is we displaced lower, and then ES eventually takes out this 1 hour intermediate term low as well, right here. We get a 15-second inversion-ish, again, more with the speed and displacement of price when it's a Judas swing was really the main reason I took it, even though we technically hit this 1 minute, which made it an invalid setup. But I was hoping that the volatility from market open would basically just bleed through this, because we've got all this low resistance liquidity above it, so it's only defending low resistance and an open imbalance, so it was going to technically fail, was my idea. And as you see, this ends up playing out pretty nicely. I think that's where I took profit. Yeah, that's where I took profit, was there. So that was my trade, very simple. And then again, from this 30-minute, you've hit a new condition, so price can do whatever from there. So again, take your piece of the pie. You could have your TP up here. I don't see the point since I'm trying to half pass an account, so I already the reason obviously it said 2 trades on my thing is because I initially entered with 10 micros, and that was only a TP of 700, so I hit another 5 micros, and then that got me the way to my half passed account. Because it was such an obvious setup, I wanted to make sure that I was high risking it, because I've taken really good setups before and not had the proper risk on it, and then taken bad setups before and had too much risk on it. So I'm basically just trying to keep my risk high but only take the high quality setups like this. So again, we probably see what happens for the rest of the day. Start chopping around. Still go higher, but then on ES we're going lower. We're just going up here. We sweep this high and go lower. I mean, just not interesting for me after this obvious move has played out. So that's why, I mean, I've obviously, it was off the chart, so I'm not going to review that. But that's the trade for today. Hopefully you got something out of this, and I can review it at a later date. Again, potentially now, since this 2 hour is failing, we could be heading towards this 4 hours. So if we got, like, say, some sort of 15-minute condition down here, then we could potentially take a trade down there, but I'm not going to do that. That's just more getting thought process, but that's besides the point. There's probably more to this trade. You know, again, we're below 9:30 open. We're sweeping out significant liquidity. You know, there's so much going for it, but again, it's better just to keep it simple with conditions and just the trend and higher time frame alignment. So that's basically it. See you in the next one.